Alright, sitting outside Independence Gym. Just worked out with Jax, actually at LA Fitness. Gym fucking blows, by the way. Blows my nuts. Salesman sucks too. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is I just went to Firebird Nutrition. Pretty awesome place. Right here at Thomas and Hayden. Bought a box of Quest powder. Quest protein bars, excuse me. Met the owner. Pretty awesome dude. Gave me some free protein samples, which is sweet because this is actually the third time I've been in there, and I've gotten free protein samples every time I've been in there. And they know that. They know it's not my first time. So I guess my point is that this place is pretty awesome. Now, what I'm doing today is I'm going to basically video blog my day out. This is my day off, and I've already hit the gym. I've already had a little bit to eat, but I'm gonna video blog my day of going to the supermarket, buying some food, and going home and cooking it, and then recording those macros. I'm gonna show you how I calculate my macros and how I record those into MyFitnessPal, so that I can achieve the body of my dreams, basically. And how I've already achieved losing the 45 pounds that I've already lost. So I'm doing this because it seems like this is the most confusing part of working out. I realized that most of the people who told me that they want to change are still at that kind of like that first level of thinking where they know that they should change, but they're not actually ready to change, possibly because they either don't believe that they can change or because they just don't actually know how to change. And to me, it's pretty fucking lazy because the information's out there. I've told people go to the Simple Science website that was posted on the Gaining and look at those foods, calculate your macros in the step-by-step guide I posted, and then eat those foods according to your macros. Read the nutrition label. Seems pretty simple. Like if you can read a magic card, you should be able to figure out how to read the nutrition label on a package of chicken, or Google what are the macronutrients of a cup of blueberries, right? Like it's pretty fucking simple, okay? It's just the desire to do so versus the desire to come up with an excuse, all right? So the first macronutrient that we're going to talk about is protein. What is protein? Essentially, it's meat is the best way to think about it, in my opinion. Anything that came from an animal, eyes, feet, anything that with an eyes and a beak and a nose, anything that moves is protein. You hear a lot of things from people, like things like soy protein, hemp protein, that there's protein in beans, etc. And you know, that's all true. But like when I talk about protein in the context of fitness, I mainly mean animal protein. And the reason for that is animal protein is a complete protein. What that means is we have essentially about 16 I think the number is 16 amino acids in our body. And through our food, we actually replenish some of those. Now, you can't get all of those from something such as like a vegetarian diet. All right, it's really hard, okay, to get them in the number that you need to successfully alter your body composition. So when I talk about protein in the Gaining, I mean beef, chicken, fish, shrimp, things like that. Okay, so we got a plate of chicken here. That's a pound of chicken. All right. I explained how to go ahead and figure out how many macros you should be eating a day. Me, right now I'm currently about 260 to 265 pounds, and so I want to be eating at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Now if I go over that number, I'm okay with that because it's really hard for me to actually like destroy that number. So how do I figure out how much protein I eat per day? Well, if you are new to this, you have to essentially learn to read your food labels, okay? I don't have a food label for this chicken here, but what a food label is if you look at these beans, if you can see that. It's also in Espanol, but in these frijoles negros, okay? There's a little label back here that tells you the number of servings in the can, how big a serving is, and then the fat, carbohydrate, and protein content of each serving. So, for me, I need to have about 265 grams of protein a day. In order to do that, I'm going to get there through a combination of my chicken, things like eggs, my protein shakes, protein bars if I want, these frijoles negros behind me, basically whatever I want. But what I'm going to try and do is get most of my protein from animal sources, complete proteins. This has protein. Vegetarians will tell you that. Beans have protein. Okay, well, you know, the FDA says you should have like 20 grams of protein a day, all right? And America's fat. So, protein, super important. I'm not going to go into any more science about that right now or anything else, all right? So, then we have carbohydrates. The beans I already showed you. Things like bananas, okay? And carbohydrates are, you know, they kind of got a bad rap. Carbs don't make you fat. Overeating makes you fat, all right? A combination of lack of activity and eating really bad foods for a number of years makes you fat, okay? Carbohydrates themselves don't make you fat, and it's very possible to lose weight while eating carbs, okay? So, got a bunch of carbs right here, carb sources. I got a buckwheat noodle. I've got a long grain rice. I've got the beans, I've got the fruit, and then I've got Pop-Tarts. All right, so the question on what is a clean food out of these, what do you think? Think real quick. It should be pretty obvious which one is not the clean food, right? The Pop-Tarts, they're not clean, okay? Funny thing about the Pop-Tarts though, still a nutrition label right there, okay? So you know what the calorie content of that is. And you should be able to record that into your MyFitnessPal, all right? Buckwheat noodle. Let's just pretend this is a package of Italian-style noodles, all right? Is this clean? I don't know. When you look at the back, you know, I mean, this is going to be a lot healthier than those Italian-style noodles, but protein content is high. The ingredients are, you know, 100% buckwheat flour and salt. And water. Buckwheat flour, salt, and water. So since this is a processed food, it's slightly processed. You know, I can go get rice, right, and clean it, and it'll look like this. Okay, assuming I knew how to do that, right? You don't pick this fucking noodle out of the ground looking like this, all right? So the question whether this is clean or not is kind of open to interpretation. For me, if you were just trying to reach a baseline, like a healthy body fat, if you're just trying to look better than the general population, I would say something like this is perfectly fine. As you can see, I bought it today, and I'm trying to lose 25 pounds. So, I think that's fine. The rice is good, we talked about the beans are good, beans are 100% clean. Now, we're following kind of like a flexible dieting approach, which means you probably want to know the amount of rice that I have cooking right here. It's currently 2 cups dry, all right? I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna eat about a cup of that, okay? Along with my vegetables, which, by the way, this is fiber, and there are carbohydrates in these vegetables. I don't count the carbohydrates of vegetables, all right? If you have any question what a vegetable is, then you can Google it, all right? But vegetables, I don't count, I don't care. They're pretty healthy. I consider them an unlimited food, all right? And, you know, use your brain, okay? If you know something is not healthy, like a potato, all right? Potato, I guess it's a vegetable, not really. I consider that a carbohydrate source, all right? Use your fucking brain. Potatoes aren't infinite, okay? You can't have as much as you want. All right, so that's protein and carbohydrates. And so what is fat? Well, I have right here a bottle of sesame oil, okay? There's a little bit of fat in here. Actually a lot of fat. The whole thing is fat, to be honest with you. It's pressed sesame seeds. And what it does is it makes an oil. And I'm gonna use this to cook, all right? Now, on the back of here, it's 130 calories per tablespoon, okay? It's got a nutrition label, right there, but I'm gonna saute my chicken in this, okay? When I saute my chicken in this oil, all right, which some people will question if that's a clean thing or not, and the answer, probably no. And the definition of clean eating, sauteing your chicken in this oil turns the chicken into a dirty food, because heating oil hydrogenates the oil, which can turn it into a trans fatty acid if the temperature gets too high. All right? But that's not what we're going to talk about right now. But what I'm going to do is, when I cook my chicken, I'm going to record a tablespoon of this oil into MyFitnessPal. All right? It's true, some of it might cook off. All right? I might not have all of the oil in my body by the time that the chicken is done, and some of it is stuck to the pan, etc. That's not the point. The point is that if it goes in there and it goes into a dish that I plan on eating all of, I'm going to record the calories. If I lose 5% of that, that's fine. The important thing is that I'm not overeating, or I'm not just saying these calories don't matter because I'm cooking with them. All right? You know, and then I've got, you know, a host of other things that we're going to use here to cook. I've got 0 calorie omega spray. All right? Again, something that you have to be smart with. You spray it for half a second, all right? No calories, less than 10 calories, right? If you spray it for 30 seconds on a pan, then you might as well be putting a tablespoon of oil on there. It's that simple. So, got some red wine vinegar, some red cooking wine, excuse me. There's like a gram of carbohydrates in it, but the wine will evaporate. I don't really care about that. So, sriracha, 0 calories. Some more rice, black rice, awesome. I recommend you try it. And so we're gonna go ahead and make a stir fry using these ingredients. We got a little bit of fat from the chicken. We got a little bit of fat from the sesame seed oil. We've got, as you can see, just a ton of vegetables here. And you know, if you don't like vegetables, I got red peppers, green peppers, onions. You're probably fucked. Like, you should probably learn to like vegetables a little bit. But like I said, by all means, if like these aren't the vegetables for you, you could have some broccoli, you could have snow peas or something. This just happens to be what I like, so that's why I have it here. All right. All this stuff I'm not gonna worry about for another time. But right now we're gonna go ahead and cook some stir fry. So I'll be back when that's done to show you that. All right. So I've got MyFitnessPal open here. All right. And as you can see right here, I haven't entered anything today, which is terrible since it's almost 9 p.m. But as you can see, I've got my calories remaining, and that's 2,664 calories. All right. I'm gonna come over to my nutrition right here. I plugged this in obviously before I started recording this video, but it's my daily caloric goal. All right, as you can see right here, MyFitnessPal, how many calories I want to hit, where I'm at right now. Okay. So I haven't plugged anything in. I'm going to come back over here, I'm going to come to diary. And I'm going to start plugging in things for the stir fry, okay? I'm just going to add it to dinner since I'm having it for dinner. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and come up to this little barcode right here that we got. What this is going to do, I'm going to go ahead and scan my rice. Now, I could do this, I could manually put all this in. Boom, rice scan. It's gonna come up. Safeway brand, Jasmati, enriched bullshit rice. And, alright, so what do I want here? 1/4 of a cup dry, 33 grams of carbs. We're gonna put in 1/2 cup dry. So, I'll change my servings, okay, to 2 servings, basically 1/2 cup of dry rice, all right? 300 calories, bam, boom, it's there. Add it in. Okay, 300 calories, 66 grams of carbs, no fat, 6 grams of protein, all right? When we come back over here, add food. I got my sesame oil here, right? I told you we're gonna add this in. I'm gonna hit my little barcode. I'm gonna go Bam, got it. 120 grams, we use 1 tablespoon, it's added. All right. Now for the chicken, I actually do have a label. It's in the trash though. So I'm gonna come over here. It's my chicken package right here. All right. Now, MyFitnessPal gives you the option to actually search for chicken, but since I have the package right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and see if the barcode adds up, so I don't have to spend time finding chicken breasts with rib meat, with no added carbohydrates, etc. So bam, boneless, skinless chicken breast, Julia's Nest, carbs, Walmart. Didn't buy it at Walmart. But serving is 4 ounces, okay? I have a pound of chicken there, which is 16 ounces, okay? I'm not sure if I covered this earlier, but the way I know is I weighed it on my scale, okay? All the chicken that you saw on that plate earlier, I know it's a pound because I own the scale, and I turned it on, and I put the chicken on there. All right? So, 16 ounces of chicken, bam. 4 servings of 4 ounces. Now, you know, you can change the math here and make it a little bit easier if you want. 440 calories. Bam. Added. So, like I said, I don't count vegetables. All right? There might be a time in the future where I'm trying to get like really lean, I might have to count vegetables. But for now, I don't do it. So, as you can see right here, I'm going to eat this over the course of about 2 meals, since it's kind of a lot of food. But we're going to come back over here to nutrition, and we're going to see how this is going to impact me on the day-to-day. Now, hopefully we can see that. But what it did is it's now taken the calories and the macronutrients, the protein, the carbs, and the fat from what I entered there, and it subtracted them from my daily total. Now, you'll come in here, you'll see things like there's breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. I don't really give a shit about that, okay? Your goal is to hit your macronutrients, basically from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed. That's how I do it. I consider a day being the time that I'm awake, okay? So if that's gonna stretch into, like let's say like 2 a.m., 4 a.m. or something for who knows what reason, I try and adjust that accordingly. If I find myself in a position where I need to eat a lot, maybe the next day I'm gonna go a little bit softer on the carbohydrates, okay? Since I'm cutting, all right? If I was trying to gain weight, I would never skip a meal, all right? But that's not the case here. So it's that simple. That's how you add it into MyFitnessPal. You know, you can do this with anything. I've got protein right here, same thing. Just gonna come over here, boom. Barcode it. Searching. Like I said, bad service in here. But it's there, I promise you. It knows where it's at. So you can do that with just about anything. The only thing I haven't seen it work with is, like let's say like, boom, there it goes. Is like say stuff from like the butcher or whatever. You know, some little like home brand items. So that's how you use MyFitnessPal. That's how you record your macros. And that means my rice is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat right now and edit this video for you guys. Hopefully it's useful. Hopefully it's not just some fat, sweaty dude rambling in his kitchen about chicken. So can't even breathe, man. That sesame oil is spicy, and I'm definitely sucking it up my nose. So I'll see you guys.